Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is Alex Sharastani with Sharastani Law, and today we are doing a legislative drafting session. We typically do every Thursday at about 2 o'clock. I tend to run late on this one, actually, for whatever reason. It's always a different reason, but nonetheless, it tends to be more about 2:15, something like that. So just FYI, this is one of those ones you can probably not worry about being late to. So if you haven't joined us before, what we're doing is we're working on some legislation related to social media and access to your own data. I'm going to pull that up for you just so you can see what I'm talking about. So essentially it provides users with the opportunity to move from one platform to another without any loss of network, and providing this sort of service removes some of the monopoly power of those social media companies and provides access to information and other freedom of speech ideas. So this is something that we've been working on for the past few weeks. We drafted up some ideas. This is the one pager. So as you can see, a lot of time and love went into it. I'm just going to scroll it real quick for you all. Just trying to be bare bones about it. Just enough to get a conversation started. And since completing this, we have been contacting various offices in one way or another. So we have tried emailing, we have tried phone calls and leaving messages. I sort of suspect partially it's COVID issues. So when calling those offices, I did not record the other end of the calls, only what I was saying, because I just felt it was inappropriate. But they often said, they're experiencing long response times, which I don't doubt. I assume it would have been long response times anyway, but I have called into offices before, and usually you get someone answering the phone. In this case, you're not getting that at all. So I sort of suspect that this is a real delay caused by COVID. So we're going to just keep spinning the wheels. At some point, somebody's going to come across this, but we want to make it as easy for them as possible. So today is probably going to be a shorter session, again, because it's a lot less thought work, though there is still some thought work. It's mostly going to be focused on trying to get this in front of people, not so much about developing a concept. So while there's going to be thought work about how to get it there, it's not going to take the full hour or even probably until the normal deadline of 3 o'clock. So here we go. I have already called probably emailed about 20 different offices. I've called a handful. I started with my own reps and senators. I also called some other senators' offices who on this list seemed like a good potential partner on paper. So I was talking with some friends who've worked with various offices before, and they think having a coalition might be a easier way to get yourself heard. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to start sharing this around. So I'm going to open up a new tab that's not visible to you all. Let's see. Let's try Twitter. Twitter seems like a good spot for it. I'll do this from my Sharastani Law account. Make sure I'm logged in. Make sure I'm able to hide stuff that I need to hide. Not that there's anything bad on here. I just don't want to accidentally do something with people's data. So just bear with me for a moment. messing with the settings right now. Work on drafting a tweet. One more thing. Trying to download the image instead of having it embedded. Extracted. Okay. Let's go back to Twitter. And let's attach some files. So hopefully I can just drag and drop this. Nope. Okay, pull it off Twitter. I don't want you guys seeing my file history. That would be rude. Okay. So I'm going to put in an alt text. This might be too convoluted with the design, you know, sort of indicating some meaning here. So I'm going to just say at me if you'd like the narrative version of this info. I'm going to do that here too. Okay, let's find people to talk to. So, okay, I can plug this back in. Let's do EFF. And, EFF Austin. let's tweet that. I think that's a good start. Next, I'm gonna go and look for similar stuff. I'm always so bad about the hashtags. Okay. Well, looks like the opportunity for hashtags is gone. Hey, out of Los Angeles. How you guys doing? Okay, let's try AOC. Probably get a lot of angry people if I add her, but let's try it. Hey, Sweater. How you doing? We're out in Houston with Maggie's folks. We're getting ready for a baby shower with family, so you know, getting ready for that. Hey, Andrew. This cool. Yeah, baby shower. Yeah, we're excited. It's our first, and I don't know. It's been hitting me more and more. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we were out to lunch the other day, and we were sitting there, and there's like a baby at the next table over, and I was just imagining what it's going to be like to have our little kid, you know, sitting in her high chair while we're there, and just like I felt so good, and I turned to my wife Maggie and said, when do you think we're gonna have another kid? And she was like, let's worry about the first one first. Okay, let's see. Hey, I mean, why not just dive in, right? That's like me. Pick up something new and just run with it until I burn myself out. I actually did. I said let's just keep going until we hit twins or higher. I wonder if you can add her in the first place. Okay. I'm so bad at Twitter. What's a good hashtag? I need some help, you guys. I'm terrible at hashtags, especially when it's something as boring as this. I'm gonna pop this out. I'm gonna pop this out and add the images so I don't accidentally reveal any client files. For this tweet. Here it comes. Hashtag. I like it. It's going in there. Was there stuff even more meta? Let's see. Hashtag. Oh, hashtag 1, hashtag 2, hashtag 3 and 4. So many options. Okay, it's just going to be hashtag, hashtag. So, if you're not familiar, we're doing a legislative bill proposal that we're looking for a sponsor to regulate social media. And the regulation is going to be, oh, that's a good one too. The regulation is going to be that social media companies have to provide API access to other social media companies. So that way, if someone wants to leave a service, like, so say they're sick of Facebook and they don't like the privacy policies there, they can leave Facebook and go to some new competitor that only has, say, 20,000 users and almost none of their friends, and still have access to their friends and to their friends' content from the other platform. So the way to think about it is like email. So you have Gmail or Hotmail or Yahoo Mail or whatever else mail, and you're still able to connect with all of your friends who are using those different services. And we're trying to legislate the same thing for social media. So it provides a couple of benefits. One is that it allows smaller companies to compete, because the whole value of social media is having your friends there. And so unless you can get a lot of people to leave for a different platform at the same time, you almost can't get people to leave a platform, right? Because who wants to go talk to the void? You want to talk to your friends. And then the other benefit is it provides access to, or more free speech options, right? So think of like what happened with Trump and the Parler thing, right? So there was this big outcry, and it's really not a free speech issue in the traditional sense, but it is a serious issue, right? Like, imagine it's someone you love being banned from social media, or like I don't know, maybe your local police department does their most communications with the public through Twitter, and you get banned from Twitter, or they get banned from Twitter. Suddenly, citizens are unable to access that information from government. And having this solution would still allow the company to ban other people, but provide people with a way to still get that information. So, yeah, that's the long and short of it. But let's throw in some of these hashtags. So let's do API. Let's do social FB network sponsorship. Just boomer or an okay boomer? What's boomer 200K? What is all of this stuff? What is boomer NA fan art? Oh, okay, fine. I won't put boomer. But now I need to know. Okay, so let's send this tweet, and then we're gonna look up boomer fan art. Oh, it could be. It really could be. Okay, so let me pop this off the screen just in case. Okay, one sec. I should have it censored. I tried to like set it all up that way, but you never know. Oh my gosh, I have no idea what I'm looking at. Okay, so I'm gonna show it to you. Twitter is the dark webs. I have no idea what this is. And I'm sure boomers don't either. Am I a boomer? I might be. I don't get this. Okay, that was way less interesting than I thought it would be. Let's see what else is there. Boomer Ford SMP. Oh. Boomer 200K. Okay, let's try Boomer 200K. Oh, it's a streamer. Got it. I don't know very many streamers. There's one channel that I really like to follow a lot, and it's on Twitch. Is Master Pancake Theater. Definitely worth a follow. If you're on and looking for a movie to watch. So if you've ever seen Mystery Science Theater, where basically they took really crappy sci-fi movies, and he is the worst. They take really crappy sci-fi movies and they'd have comedians just riff on the movie for the entire movie. So you're watching the movie, but you're also listening to them make like sarcastic comments the whole time. That's Master Pancake Theater, except they do. Here, I'm gonna pull it up. They do more modern movies. So let's see if I can show it to you. Here we go. So let's see what they have here. Now these are just clips. Okay. Let's see their schedule. Yeah, so they did Tomb Raider. They did The Fifth Element. That was a funny one. It looks like, oh yeah, they did Raiders of the Lost Ark and the Ten Commandments back to back. Missed that one, but I caught The Fifth Element. It's pretty funny. They take a couple of breaks to ask for tips and whatnot, but it used to be a live show where you'd go to this the Alamo Drafthouse. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's a chain of theaters that are sort of like luxury offerings. So they offer food and drinks and desserts and all kinds of stuff. And they would do it live, so they'd have the people sit in there in the movie theater with you and be riffing on it the whole time. Okay, who else? AOC is boring. Let's subvert the expectation. Not AOC. Let's do, who's the opposite of AOC? What's his name? The guy who's like the guy from Kentucky. Leslie Graham? Am I remembering that right? Nope. Lindsey Graham. I knew it was a L name that can sometimes be a girl's name. Thanks. Here it is. Oh, we should tweet it at Ajit Pai. He'd probably help, right? Well, let's try it. Let's try that. Lauren. Owner of Shooters. Oh, is this the woman who has the guns in the background when she's doing her live streams? That's her, right? And then when there was the shooting, she took them down. Yep. Democrats don't flood illegal immigrants into communities. They make them legal members of the community. Dems destroyed schools, sports, and science. They'll arrest us for social gatherings and call it public safety. Yeah. Yeah, why not? Or am I going to get a bunch of hate mail? Well, let's go for it. So the nice thing about this legislative idea, is that it sort of caters to both the Republicans and the Democrats, right? So for the Democrats, they've been wanting to regulate big tech for years, and that I know some people who work for Facebook, and they sorry, I got a text. They shoot, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, they so they work at Facebook, and they hated Senator Warren and like other far left people because they were going to be regulating big tech, and so they were really hopeful anyone but them would win. That's not to say that it hasn't been a big issue for years for a lot of people on the left. It's just not a priority. For the people on the right, it's a free speech issue, specifically with Trump, right? So there was all of that outburst of anger about Trump being banned from Twitter, and there was sort of like this backlash, and there was all this talk about repealing Section 230, which I think is a huge mistake. Section 230 is what allows the internet to be the internet. It provides liability protection to internet platforms that publish other people's content. So Twitter is a perfect example of that. Twitter, when you tweet, you are publishing on Twitter's platform. Now, if you tweet something that's infringing on someone else's copyright, Section 230 provides immunity to Twitter for that copyright infringement. It's not their problem, it's your problem. But if you get rid of Section 230, Twitter is now potentially liable for all of the stuff that people put on there, whether it's a copyright infringement, a threat, or any other type of crime or civil infraction. Which means that in order for Twitter to operate, they would have to view just about every tweet that goes through before posting it. Otherwise, they risk facing the liability of allowing that infringement to go through. And then on top of that, like, imagine they're doing that, and then they come across a interesting tweet that is like in sort of a gray area. Are they supposed to know and decide on behalf of everybody whether what the person is posting should be permitted or not? And if you're in this situation where there's liability, they're always going to err on the side of prohibiting. So just like imagine an internet like that, and it's not just Twitter. So think WordPress, right? So if you have a blog, that's like a similar issue. Think your internet service provider, right? They host all of this content, and getting rid of Section 230 is just a big mess for a lot of reasons. But this solution would still allow for that free speech concern, even though, as I said, it's not really a free speech thing in the legal sense. But it is, like, I understand what the concern is about. This would address that. So I don't think it's out of the question that Republicans would want to pick this up and move forward, because it's a very light touch in terms of regulation, and can provide them with the thing they're looking for. Oh, here's one. Uncensor. No, I just thought about it. Like, if I put uncensor anything, there's probably going to be a lot of NSFW stuff on here. So I was going to say uncensor the internet or whatever, but internet speech, free speech. I don't know. Protect our voices. There we go. I'm often tempted to do this thing. It's called it's like an inoculation from misinformation. Let me see. Oh. Sorry about that. This stupid Nightbot thing. I can't get it to leave my visitors alone. Let me... I don't know what the link was. Moon to PLSNO. Oh, I see. Okay, here's the link. I'll pull it up for everyone. So it shouldn't actually do anything to ban you. It's just annoyingly there. Okay. So let me... I'll put this on. Can I put this video on, you think? Let's see. Okay, let's see if I can get the audio going. Okay. Alright, you might be able to hear this. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna mute this now, just because I don't want to get my own copyright infringement letter. But I appreciate it. I'm gonna leave it running in the background for me. You all can see that link in there? Okay. Okay, well, maybe that's for the best. I don't want to get an infringement thing. It'd be a bad look. All right. Oh yeah, I was gonna find this thing for you guys. So, like, researchers put together a misinformation. I think they called it inoculation. So it's like a game that teaches you how to spread fake news. And the idea is that by learning how to spread fake news, you don't fall for it as easily. And I feel like I've been pretty good at stopping, or like at identifying fake news. But after playing this game, I felt like I started recognizing more and more of the tactics as they were happening. Okay, let's make this big enough. Okay, let's see. So it's a text-based game, so there's no sound. You're here for the position of disinformation and fake news tycoon. Is that correct? That's right. You're probably frustrated about something, right? Aren't we all? You can get started by using Twitter to vent. Let's post a frustrated tweet. This government is a complete and utter failure. Resign, losers. Yeah, let's tweet this. Look, your constructive criticism of the government got you a few followers, and more followers means more influence. What do I do next? Well, people don't find you very credible yet. To gain some real influence, you'll need to raise your credibility. I'm ready. Great to hear. We can start by borrowing someone else's credibility first. What do you want to do? Fake an official Twitter account. As your president, I have issued an executive order to rename Canada to North Dakota. Hashtag you got annexed. I like it. Nicely done. The US annexing Canada is just realistic enough to worry people. Did you notice Biden's slightly different username? You can scroll back up to check. Yeah. Is it realistic enough? That I don't understand, but okay. Looks like you fooled some Twitter users. They're having... Let's have a look at how they're reacting. Yeah, this is like that subreddit Ate the Onion, where people just react to things without stopping to think whether it's real. And you see it happen with your own friends, and you try and like fight the resist to be like, hey man, this is fake, just because you don't want to be that guy who's saying that every time, but I guess people just fall for it. I'm feeling pretty good. Okay, let's go pro. Let's start a blog. That seems easy. Oh, okay. News site is better. The Cosmos Post covers everything. Not a fan. Honest Truth Online. I think this is probably a good misinformation title. I'll be the editor-in-chief. And it needs a slogan. This is the one. Honest Truth Online. Bursting the mainstream media bubble. Now it's the basis of a fake news empire. Yeah, so it'll take you through a bunch of other stuff. I'll post the thing in the chat so you don't have to see me do it and you get to do it on your own. But it's worth playing through. It's you like learn a little bit, you get a little bit more used to the tactics you'll see. Okay, who's someone else? Maybe Grassley. I wonder if Rand Paul would be good. I have to admit, I used to be a Ron Paul nerd. And then over time, I was like, wait, this doesn't seem like it's going to work. The theory is nice, but it just doesn't seem practical. So I moved on from it. And now when I look back, or not when I look back, but when I look at the stuff that he puts out now, I'm like wondering if he was always that way or if something's changed. And Rand Paul, I was never really a fan of, so I never, gave him much attention. He's a family farmer. I don't know. Who'd be good? So Klobuchar. So I'm actually just gonna go through the ones that I had already reached out to via phone because I think they were the best candidates for sponsoring this. So Klobuchar was not my favorite during the primary at all, but going through and seeing her policy positions on a variety of bills, she seems like she might be the best fit for this bill idea. So knocking on this door seems like a good one. Let's see. Let's see if there's something in here that we can respond to. Yeah, her following isn't very robust, so I think that means that we might be able to get eyes on this. Who is this? Governor of Minnesota. Nope. So it seems like right now the big fight for her is the right to vote, which makes sense. I'm trying to find something to tag on to. Infrastructure. No, what I'm looking for is for posts related to antitrust, or to freedom of speech, or anything related to social media, really. Let's see. Is there a search function? There should be, right? Let's see. Yeah, Warren is another good one. I did call Warren's office. I think that there's actually a really long waiting period to get in touch with someone, unless you know someone in the office. So I'll probably do that one next, though. Let's see. Oh, this is an old one. Okay, I'm just gonna tweet at her. Again, pull it out to attach the file. Drop it back in. Let's see. Let's see. It's probably a terrible hashtag. Antitrust, let's do it this way. That's good enough, I think. You can always send it again several times. It's Twitter, so it's like meant to do that. That looked like a good tweet. Let's see if there's one with less traffic on it. This one. This one would probably be a good tweet if I was there early enough to be at the top. Now it's probably muted and not being interacted with. In fact, let's see if they interacted. Yeah, oh well. I'm just going to tweet at her anyway. This is probably going to be my last one. I set aside time at 3. Today has been a very busy day. So I started late today because I had a meeting right before, and I had a meeting right before that, and I had work right before that. It's just been back to back, and it's one of those days where it feels like nothing's getting done, even though I'm doing a lot. So I'm gonna make this my last one. I do like these hashtags. These are pretty good. Alright guys, I think that's it for me. I think that was productive enough. It was nice to chat with you all too. I'll be back next Thursday at about the same time, 2 o'clock. Usually run a little bit late. Maggie is still doing her Wednesday live streams where she does legal boot camp for female founders. Thanks, Andrew. At 1:30 on Wednesdays. And then I have been doing a 10-minute legal FAQ on Tuesdays, but that series just wrapped up. So I'm looking to replace it with something soon. It might be a legal tech thing. Haven't decided quite yet, but stay tuned for more info probably by next week. See you all later.